Yo, America, planet Earth, what's good? This is your boy Codell, and welcome back to another episode of FGP. That is Father's Gospel Podcast. Just in case you don't know, glad to have y'all back here with me. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, you guys, I got a good episode today. I'm going to be talking about a Virginia Democrat, and this Democrat is an amateur porn star. Who is this woman? Her name is Susanna Gibson, and she got caught as a hot wife experience, and she has been arrested for domestic violence. So why am I going to be talking about Susanna Gibson? Well, Susanna Gibson really is a microcosm of a bigger issue we're having throughout society with our women here in America. That's why I am going to be talking about Susanna Gibson and her arrest for domestic violence. So let's get into it, you guys. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a quick second. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom. Yep, there we go. We're good to go. All right, it's up. All right, guys. So this is from Gateway Pundit. Virginia Democrat and amateur porn star Susanna Gibson of hot wife experience arrested for domestic violence. Okay, so this is what it says. Susanna Gibson, the amateur porn star who ran for election as a Democrat to be elected to the Virginia House of Delegates, was arrested for domestic violence last week. In 2023, Susanna Gibson narrowly lost a Virginia race against Republican David Owen after her online sex scandal. Virginia Democrat and online porn star Susanna Gibson was neck and neck with Republican David Owen in the Virginia House of Delegates District 57 in 2023 and narrowly lost. Susanna Gibson lost after she reportedly posted sex acts with her husband online, dubbed Hot Wife Experience, while soliciting tips from their online audience. So it was her and her husband. The 40-something-year-old nurse practitioner solicited tokens from her online audience so the users could watch her pee. So yeah, so she was getting paid for people to watch her pee, and I'm assuming I don't know, because I've never seen any of these videos. I don't want to, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was peeing on her husband. So, and again, this lady, this is a Democrat. This lady was running for a Democrat position to be a House for Virginia House of Delegates. Anyways, so this is what Stephen Guest tweeted out. Reminder, Virginia Dem Susanna Gibson talked about forcing unsuspecting hotel staff to take part in her videos, allowing viewers to do drugs off her body, and they solicited money to users, so users could watch me pee. Not Steve Guest, but that's what she said. No wonder her poll numbers are a disaster. So yeah, that's what Steve Guest tweeted out. It's pretty funny. And Gibson, so she lashed out at Republicans after she lost her election. This is what she had to say. She said, "My entire life was rocked on September 11th when the article ran. It ran implying that I performed sex acts online with my husband for money. It was really written based on this Dropbox file that self-described Republican operatives shopped around. They had found these videos on the dark web and shopped them around to various news outlets. I didn't have any idea that there were ever videos of me that had been made and uploaded to multiple sites," Susanna Gibson previously told Political. So you guys like my little impression right there? Susanna Gibson filed for divorce from her husband, John Gibson, last year on September 22nd. 22nd. Man, Susanna Gibson was arrested for assault and battery, family member said. Gibson told the New York Post that her estranged husband had been harassing her since she filed for divorce, and that she was the one who assaulted her, that he was the one who assaulted her. And John Gibson told the Post that he never physically assaulted his estranged wife. So she got arrested for domestic violence, not the husband. Not surprising if she's trying to get paid to have people watch her pee. You know, I mean, her husband's no better. You know, he's doing this with her. But still, they're probably, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were probably beating the shit out of each other. I'm just being honest. That's usually the case in most of these domestic violence cases. Anyways, so an ex-candidate for Virginia state legislature whose online sex videos with her husband sparked uproar when they were late. All right, anyways, I already read that. So, yeah, you guys, this is crazy. You know, another Democrat getting caught doing crazy stuff, not a surprise. And here's the thing, though, you know, beyond the Democrat is the female, right? So this lady, she's really a microcosm of a bigger issue that we are having here in America and Western society in general with our women. So unfortunately, a lot of our women have kind of embraced this lifestyle. OnlyFans has become a huge thing since COVID. You know, you got that meme with women choosing a bear over a man if they were lost in the forest. You know, you constantly have videos coming out online of women talking about how they don't need men, how men are disposable, you know. And so really, this lady is just another representative of a huge issue we are having with the culture of our women here in America. Now, if you happen to be a good woman, this video, obviously, what I'm talking about has nothing to do with you, so there's no reason for you to be offended by what I say in this video. But I do encourage you to share this video with women, and especially, honestly, share it with other good women, because there's probably a lot of, you know, good women out there that are just ignorant to what is going on with a lot of their female counterparts out there. And so I definitely encourage you to share this video. But yeah, I mean, between the OnlyFans stuff, you know, this culture of feminism, super extreme feminism, but honestly, feminism's never been good. That's for a whole nother video. And then there was this poll that just came out, right? And they polled liberal women who identified as liberal, and women who identified as conservatives, right? And the overwhelming majority of the liberal women put family, you know, having children at the very bottom of what is important to them in life. And honestly, the conservative women, it was, I want to say it was like in the middle. So that's even alarming. But again, I'm talking about all this because this lady, this amateur porn star, you know, this lady that was running to be a house delegate in Virginia, her attitude and the way she embraces life, unfortunately, is not uncommon for women here in America. In many ways, it has become mainstream. It is what is promoted through mainstream media, through our culture. I mean, just look at the women that have been put on pedestals the last several decades. I mean, Madonna, you know, if we're going old school, you know, Kim Kardashian, you know, there's just so freaking many. And these are the type of women that we have been feeding to young ladies. And then we're telling them, you know, we're telling young women, like, you know, having a family is not important. Having children's not important. Wait to get married. Focus on your career. Career is everything. Career is your God. worship career, embrace radical feminism. You don't need men. When women are constantly being bombarded with this messaging, we are going to naturally become a society that breeds promiscuous, narcissistic, Jezebel spirited type of women. And it's just the truth. I mean, it's something that we are starting to address and we're starting to deal with. But man, do we have a lot of work to do. And gentlemen, it is honestly just as much our fault for why we have so many of these crazy women out there. Since the 1960s, men have embraced this philosophy, have accepted this philosophy of happy wife, happy life. And it's trash. It's selfish. I mean, how can you build a healthy family when the focus of the family is happy wife, happy life? It just sounds insane. I mean, it should sound insane to you when you hear it and when you say it. And to the boomer men, with all due respect, you truly were the first generation of simps on a large scale, because you are the generation that embraced the happy wife, happy life. You are the generation of men that normalize that philosophy, that normalize that approach. And so you helped breed these narcissistic women that we are now dealing with on a massive level. But you also paid the consequences of yourself, though. I mean, you were the first generation of men to really start getting hammered in the family courts, divorce courts, having your children taken away on massive levels, having your finances drained, your houses given to the baby mama, So you guys, you helped set up a system that inevitably helped destroy you. And you embraced it. You went along with it. But I don't want to beat up on boomers too bad. Because to be honest, in my humble opinion, from boomers to Gen Xers to millennials, all three of our generations have failed on a massive level. I'm just keeping it real. That's my opinion. Love it, hate it, don't care. So, what do? How do we approach this situation to help get our women back on track? Because our women need to be saved. The ladies might not like to hear it, but it's the truth. Because women, you are far more susceptible to being emotionally manipulated and brainwashed. It's just the truth. It's backed by science. Research it. Look it up. But knowing the truth is a good thing. Because ladies, just like men, when you are aware of what can be done to you and what you yourself are capable of doing at your best and your worst, that gives you the ability to make better decisions, to think more critically, and to create a better outcome for your life. That's just some friendly advice, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, the reason I got into this article, brought up this woman, is because Gentlemen, we got to clean up this mess. Ladies, you got to self-correct. You got to course correct. You got to hold your own accountable for their shameful actions. And gentlemen, we have to deal with the family courts. We have to address the family courts. We can no longer sit on the sidelines and not call out all the bullshit that is being done to us in family courts and divorce courts. It's that simple. If we as men do not step up and fix what is going on in divorce courts and family courts, obviously we know our children will continue to be alienated from us. They'll continue to be taken away from us. We know we'll continue to be financially drained. Our assets will continue to be taken away from us. But beyond that, bigger picture wise, if we as men don't step up and truly call out the corruption in the family courts, fix the family courts through legislation, through prosecution, through every legal recourse we have, we are going to pass this same fucked up system, excuse my language, onto our boys and our little girls. And do we want that? Do we want our little boys to grow up becoming fathers and having their own children taken away from them, all based off hearsay and no evidence, and because our family courts are financially incentivized to take our children away? We all know about Title 40. Ask yourselves that. Do you want to pass this system on to your sons, especially your sons? I'm putting an emphasis on our boys because men are the ones who overwhelmingly are affected by divorce courts and family courts. 90% of all custody cases, mothers are awarded sole full custody. Women initiate about 80%, 90% of all divorces. So if 90% of all custody cases, moms are awarded full sole custody, that means 90% of child support, dads are having to pay, men are having to pay. Do we want to pass this system on to our boys? By not fighting back, we are essentially telling our boys that we don't care if you have to go through what we went through. We don't care if your children are taken away from you the same way that you were taken away from us. I want you to think about that. But anyways, you guys, that's what I got for you today. We have so many issues we've got to clean up here in America. Men, we've got to deal with the family courts. We've got to deal with these females. We've got to deal with divorce courts. It's not going to get done unless we do it. So let's make it happen. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I want to hear from all of you, whether you love it or hate it. And I love you. But more importantly, like I always say, God loves you way more. Until next episode, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Codell, and I'm out. Peace.